What's up guys, and welcome back to B4Crypto. In today's video we're going to find out, are we going to see this massive dump towards the downside, because a lot of people are expecting that at the moment, or are we going to see that we are going to break out from this range and see a higher price movement and even going back above the 19,300 US dollar level? We're going to find out all of that in this video, because guys, after the Fed announcement from the 75 basis point rate hike, we could see that the price movement was moving within this range, and yes, we saw a little bit of volatility, but guys, the 75 basis points were already expected from the markets. So guys, we saw the sideways movement from Bitcoin, but guys, we're going to find out, are we going to break out from these levels, or are we going to see a massive dump towards the downside? And guys, we're also going to look at Ethereum, because guys, at the moment you can see that Ethereum is still holding within the support box, and you can see that we have tested these support areas that we have formed from this breakout from this W. And guys, this is the first time that we came to retest these areas, and we are still forming a higher low, which is quite positive for Ethereum. So we could see a price movement towards the upside. Or are we also going to see this massive dump? We're going to find out all of that. So guys, if you want to find out more, watch the video until the end, smash up the like button and subscribe. And now let's start with the video. Welcome back to B4Crypto, and guys, we're going to start with Bitcoin on the daily chart. And guys, yes, we saw a lot of volatility during this announcement of Fed Jerome Powell, but guys, you could see that the price movement of Bitcoin went sideways in between these ranges of round about 19,300 US dollars and all the way down to 18,500. So guys, we could expect that this area will be our support until we're going to see a breakout either towards the downside, or if we're going to break this level of 19,300 and that we're going to test these areas as support. But guys, we're going to go on the lower time frames to really find out what the price movement of Bitcoin does at this moment. So guys, on the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, you can see that at the moment we are in this symmetrical triangle and that we are consolidating within this triangle. And a symmetrical triangle is a neutral pattern. It can break out towards the upside and also towards the downside. But guys, we have to look at these levels and what the price movement is doing at the moment. And you can see that we got a rejection exactly here at the 19,300 US dollar level for Bitcoin. And guys, this would be our level that we need to break to see a confirmed breakout towards the upside and to even reach higher levels. And we're going to find out where would be our next resistance if we're going to see this breakout towards the upside. And guys, firstly, if we're going to see this breakout, our first resistance area will be the 19,300 US dollar level. So that means we have to come over this range and also form a higher high to the previous highs, because at the moment we can see that we are forming lower highs for Bitcoin, and we have to break this high to really determine if we're going to break out towards the upside. And then our next price target would be exactly here, where we also see some resistance at the level of 20,100 US dollars. And guys, you can also see that the 200 and the 100 moving average is exactly in these areas. So guys, this is round about the 20,000 US dollar level, where we could expect some major resistance if we're going to break out from the symmetrical triangle towards the upside. But guys, we're also going to find out what is going to happen and what would be the next price target if we're going to break out towards the downside. And guys, clearly, if we're going to break the symmetrical triangle towards the downside, we could expect levels of 18,400 US dollars, or even all the way down to a level of 18,111 until we're going to see a bounce. And clearly, if we're going to break through the support box, our first price target would be our previous low, round about the 17,600 US dollars. So this would be the first price target if we're going to see this breakout from the symmetrical triangle. So guys, now let's look at the technical target if we're going to break this symmetrical triangle towards the upside, exactly in these areas, and then we could see that we would reach a price target of 20,400 US dollars, considering if we're going to break this resistance area. And guys, now let's look at the bearish price target if we're going to break this symmetrical triangle towards the downside. And now we're going to drag it over to the potential breakout point, and exactly this low will be our price target of approximately 17,600 US dollars. But guys, we have to really find out if we're going to break these levels. And guys, at the moment we have 34 minutes left until we're going to close this 4-hour candle, and we got this rejection towards the downside. And guys, maybe we're just seeing this fake out, and we're going to come back to the support box exactly here until we're going to see a bounce from these levels and re-establish this trend line. So guys, the next few hours are really going to be important and will give us an indication if we're going to see a further downside or if we're going to break out towards the upside. So guys, let's go over to Ethereum and let's look at the price movement of Ethereum. So guys, if we go over on the daily chart for Ethereum, you can see that we are perfectly holding this support box that came from all the way back from July, where we saw this breakout from this W pattern. So guys, after we broke out from this W pattern, we could see the price movement of Ethereum go all the way to a level of 2,030 US dollars, and then we saw this major dump towards the downside. And at this moment we are holding this support box quite nice, and we are still forming a higher low. So guys, let's go on the lower time frames for Ethereum and see in which pattern we are at the moment. So guys, on the 4-hour chart for Ethereum, we can see that we are in the same symmetrical triangle. So guys, let's find out what would be our technical target if we're going to break out towards the upside or towards the downside. So if we're going to drag it all the way here to our potential breakout point, and also the bearish price target of this move from the symmetrical triangle, we're going to drag it exactly here. And then you guys can see if we're going to break out towards the downside, we could reach a level of 1,150 US dollars. But if we're going to break out towards the upside, we could reach a level of 1,450. And with that exactly, we would reach our resistance point from the 100 moving average on the 4-hour chart, and also this resistance exactly here. So guys, we have to wait until we get a clear breakout towards the upside or towards the downside, because in a half an hour this 4-hour candle closes. But guys, be prepared that we are maybe going to see a breakout and a fake out towards the downside and come back above this level and break out from the symmetrical triangle towards the upside. Because guys, at the moment the whole market is quite bearish, but guys, we have to really consider when the price movement of Bitcoin was round about the 59,000 US dollar level, everybody was shouting for higher prices, and now it's exactly opposite. Everybody is shouting for lower prices. But guys, the moment will come when Bitcoin will turn around and that we are going to see higher prices, and all of these short positions that have been taken in these areas will be liquidated, because we are going to see a price movement of Bitcoin break even higher. Because guys, if we go on the weekly chart for Bitcoin, we can see that at the moment that this weekly candle that is closed just this week is the lowest weekly close we got since November 2020. And guys, you can see that at this point we had our last close of the weekly candle at round about the levels of 18,500 US dollars. But guys, at the moment you can see that this weekly candle is just at the brink of turning green. So maybe we are going to see this breakout from these regions and break over the 13 EMA and break out to even higher prices. So guys, you have to be prepared for the least expected scenario, and we always have to be prepared for both scenarios, bearish and bullish. And at the moment I'm quite bullish that we are going to hold this level, or at least just going to test this low that we have formed round about at the 17,600 US dollars. But guys, let's go back on the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin and let's find out what is the level that we need to break. So guys, positive would be if we close a 4-hour candle above the 13 EMA, which is round about the 19,000 US dollar level, and then we could see this breakout towards the upside, retest and break these levels. So guys, if you want to find out more and always stay updated, go down in the video description below and follow my free Telegram group. And if you want to trade these moves, go over and use my bitget referral link, where you receive a 4,163 US dollar deposit bonus. And guys, make sure to be for crypto, and we see each other in the next video.